To outline the brow, I'm using my Carite gel in color 2 as usual, and my very flat angled brush. So I'll outline the brow, making sure the lower outline is very close to our hair, like very close to where our hair started from. It makes it easy for me to always maintain the shape of my client's brow. So maintain a straight and neat and precise line. Then I'll go to the top, leave a little gap from the start line, and do the same thing. Outline it following the shape of our brow. Try as much as possible to be moving your hands or rotating your hands in a way that you are maintaining the shape of the eyebrow. That way you will easily get the desired shape, and concealing will be easy for you. Don't make it extremely big with the intention that you are going to conceal it and it will get smaller and finer. No. So I'm not going to be shading with my gel this time around. Clean my brush, and then I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side of the brow. I'm always refilling the tip of my brush, making sure I'm not putting my gel in the sides of my brush, just at the tip, and then I stand my brush when I'm drawing. I don't slip my hand. Then to shade the brow, I'll be using my Davis brow pencil. Then I'm doing light strokes at the start line of the brow, very light strokes. Then I do more light strokes in the inner part of the brow. I'm shading to make sure I cover our skin, but at the same time I'm not putting too much pressure because I don't want dark brows. I want it to be as light as possible. That was why I used foundation on the brow first, to help me like just tint the whole area, to make my whatever I use there pop, to make my gel pop, to make my pencil pop. So I just shade evenly like that. Repeat the same step on the other side. Do my light strokes at the start line, then fill in the other part of the brow. Very light. You want to make sure your pencil is well sharpened in this process. Well sharpened. Then to conceal, I'll be using my Ferrarici concealer palette and my very flat round brush as usual. I mix those two colors at the back of my palm. Then I'm putting the concealer only at the tip of the brush. Then I use it to trace the lower outline first, starting from the brow bone as usual, because it's my brow bone that pops more than other parts. So I like to make sure that my first scoop of concealer, I'm depositing it at the brow bone and not wasting it at the start line or at the tail first. Then I can then decide to start progressing to other parts of the brow. You want to make sure that your concealer is not cleaning the outline, because once you clean up the outline, the lower and the upper outline, the beauty of the brow is not going to be there anymore. So you make sure you don't clean that line you form. That's why you have to draw your brow neatly, so your concealing also would be neat and not give you too much stress. So all I need to do here is to just trace the outline, and that's it. Do the same thing on the second side as well. there. Then to conceal the top, I'm using my foundation that I mixed down already, the one I used to tame the brows before. So I have the leftover on it on my tray pan. Then I'm using it to conceal the top of the brow, starting from the tail at first. Then I'll go over to the start line of the brow, stop it at the peak, fill in my brush, then go back to connect the peak with the tail, just following the shape as well and making sure I don't clean out my outline. Spread my foundation very high to the top so it will be easy for me to blend. Repeat the same process on the other side. So make sure the height of both brows are equal, that one is not higher than the other. Balance it. Then I went to the foundation down on the start line as usual to conceal the start line so that my foundations will blend easily around that area when I'm putting the foundation all over the face. Then I went ahead with my beauty blender to just blend out the harsh line on that part instead of leaving it.